Hello all, Melody here with Homeschool Happy Hour, mom of 4 in our blended family of 6, homeschooler for 7 years. Today, I'm going to do a brief video about that big question that we all ask ourselves when we first start this journey. Am I qualified to homeschool? Okay, so ladies, or well, gents, I guess, I don't know. Ladies, if you're a curly girl like me, then you understand this situation up here. I got some serious frizz or whatnot. I was out and about earlier this morning than I normally am, and so I just kind of did the whole fun thing going on here. If you're not a curly girl and you're looking at me going, what is that hot mess on your head? Then, well, I guess you're just gonna have to live with it because I do. Anyway, today I want to talk about that big question. Am I qualified to homeschool? Sometimes other people ask us this question, and that is always a ton of fun. But mostly I'm just gonna talk about when we ask ourselves this question and hopefully give you a little encouragement that you are in fact qualified to homeschool your student. Whether your student is now a preschool age child or junior high or high school and they've gone to public school their whole life, it doesn't matter. The questions remain the same, the answers remain the same. I am not talking about legal qualifications here. It is legal to homeschool in all 50 states, but not every state is the same. You can go to HSLDA, which is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, at hslda.org, and they can give you a breakdown of what the legal requirements are in each and every state. They vary. You've got some very lenient states like Alaska or Idaho, and you have some really restrictive states like New York or Rhode Island, and then you have a whole array of states in between. So if you're asking yourself, am I legally qualified? Like, can I do this by law? The answer is yes, but you do need to look and see what your state requires specifically, because chances are there's going to be something that you have to do. So I'm not going to delve into the legal requirements just because it varies so much. I'm going to talk about that nagging question that we have about our personal qualifications. Let's keep it short and simple. Yes, you are qualified to homeschool. I'm not qualified to talk, but you are qualified to homeschool your child. And let me tell you why. Number one, because you know your child the best. You know your child better than anybody else will ever know your child. A teacher in a public school, they may adore your child. They may really like your child. They may spend 8 hours a day with your child. Nobody knows your kid like you do. From the day they are born, you're learning about the unique qualities of your child, and that knowledge, above all else, is what makes you more qualified than anyone to homeschool your child. Qualification number 2. You are more invested in your child than anyone else. You want them to succeed. If you didn't, you wouldn't care enough to even bother homeschooling them. You would just do what was easiest. And homeschooling is not always easy. It's a lot of fun, and in some ways it's easier, and I'll do a whole video about that another time, but it's also a lot of work. If you just didn't care, then you wouldn't even be asking this question. If you're asking this question, you care. And if you care, then you probably care more than anyone else out there about the success of your child. A classroom teacher, they might care. Well, I hope they care. But they're not invested in the long term like you are. They have your student in their classroom for a year, or perhaps if it's a small school with mixed age groups, like our local school, 3 years, which is a long time compared to pretty much every public school out there. But at the end of the day, no matter how much those teachers care about the children that they're teaching, they have new kids coming in. They are always moving along to the next group of children and putting their focus on those children, which is what they should be doing. But you as their parent, you're really invested in their long-term success, whatever that might be. And back to number one, linking it to number one, because you know your child better than anyone else, you're more qualified to help them figure out what success looks like for them. Because success is not a formula. There's no equation that you can fill out A plus B equals C and you're successful. It's very individual. What it looks like just depends on every single person. So because you're invested in their success and you know them more than anyone else, you can help them reach those goals better than anyone else. Or the last qualification is the one that I think hangs people up the most. And that is like qualifications as it relates to your intelligence, your know-how. I think a lot of parents, I get a lot of questions like, oh, I'm just not patient enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't know as much as a high school biology teacher about biology, or the school math teacher about math. There's no way I can teach my child all these things successfully and make sure they know what they need to know. I don't know how to do those things. Okay, people, I have worked in the public school district for many years in my past, and I will tell you that there are some amazing teachers out there and they know their stuff. But they know their stuff because they're interested in investigating it and learning more. When they go and get their teaching degree, the majority of that degree is based on how to manage a classroom. If you want to teach your child math or biology or computer sciences and you've never touched a computer in your life, you're capable of learning. If you're really interested in that information, just like a public school teacher would have to do, you go and you get some resources and you figure it out. If you are capable of learning, then you are capable of teaching. And if you come across something that you're like, man, no matter how much I try, I just can't grasp this subject, then you can find a tutor, you can find an online class, you can supplement what you feel like you lack and get input from other people. That's okay. And because you're homeschooling, you have the flexibility to do that as needed. So if you can learn with your child, then you are qualified to teach your child. In short, again, yes, you, person watching this video, you are qualified to homeschool your child. You can do this, and you can do this well. I hope that answered your question. I hope you're feeling a little bit more confident. If you have any other questions about the legal requirements in your state, again, check out hslda.org, and they have links to each and every state to help guide you and find the answer to that question. If you have any questions for a veteran homeschool mom about what it was like getting started or how to just get the gumption and confidence to be able to get going, please stick a comment down in those comment boxes below and I'd be happy to chat with you. As always, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I will catch you all next time. Cheers.